Ah, yeah, boy. Of course, I'm talking about this joint, Thor Ragnarok, you guys. So, Thor Ragnarok was is probably the biggest surprise to a franchise I think I've seen like ever. Like nobody thought that Thor Ragnarok would be the hit that it actually is. Not only does it make fun of everything about Thor, but it just revels in it. Like it has fun with it. It shows Chris Hemsworth at his most powerfulest and his most silliest. Like Thor actually being a god. Hela, oh my goodness. Like, yo, this chick, she wrecked house. Like, she tore a hole into everything. But there's a negative behind that. I'll bring it up a little bit later on that I didn't get to bring up later when I did my review before. But Cate Blanchett, she nailed that role. Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, she embraced it fully. Like, she just went and reveled into it. Jeff Goldblum, he was hilarious. He was definitely so Jeff Goldblum. But the thing that was interesting about this one that I didn't think was going to be possible is that Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston in this movie work so well together. They are not only hilarious, but there's depth behind them. Like from the very opening when you get to see Loki rerunning what happened in Thor, A Dark World, and the expression, one of the more meaningful moments in that, it just kind of just like was made a joke, but it was emotionally resonant in some way, shape, or form, and I thought it was really powerful. You just got some game time. Like I've been saying from jump, Heimdall is one of the most powerful, you know what I'm saying? But Taika Waititi did something with this film that I think that nobody thought was going to be plausible. Not only bringing to life what Thor should be, and never bringing him to Earth really but for a few seconds, just for comedic value to add to Doctor Strange. And it was just like, it was such a dope touch. Doctor Strange and Loki, and like Loki's like, who do you think you are? You just sit there, I've been falling for 30 minutes. I was like, it was so funny. But for real though, like this is the thing that I thought was dope, but at the same time was a negative. Hela goes to Asgard to wreck house. And it's like, it's weird because I think I got spoiled by a couple of different incarnations from Thor animated films when it came to, oh my gosh, what was my man's name? Scourge. Scourge and Hela normally just end lives, but Scourge became like this pseudo servant to her versus like just completely devoutly devoted to just executing people, being her executioner. And it was just kind of like Hela just like didn't care. And the thing about it, in the very opening of the movie, man, when she shows up, she kills all of Thor's friends, right? Now, this is the thing. I'm not saying they were negatives in the originals. I'm not. I think that they added to it, and I think that it was funny that they didn't add lady, what is her name? I forgot the other chick's name. I forget the other chick's name that was a part of his group. But they just killed all of Thor's team. And it was kind of just like, it happened, and it was just like, it didn't have an emotional impact for me. It was like, it happened, but it never lingered enough for me to actually make it feel real. Kind of like what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, the thing that services this movie is way funnier than Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Way funnier, way better soundtrack, way more methodical. And it's kind of just like, it works because of that. But it is a negative detraction because that is Thor's team. And they never readdress the fact that it seems dead. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that he bled with, moved with, worked with, they're all dead. Even like, I think one of the more emotional things that do work was when Odin died. I think that had an emotional impact because from that point on, that was when Thor embodied his real Odinson power. Which was weird because Another negative was when he got captured by the guy with those prison things that were electrical that kept him subdued, but yet he's the god of thunder. Does that make sense? Anyway, my man Mark Ruffalo is Hulk. Hulk was great in this one. This was the Hulk that I've waited for. I legit am upset though because they took the World War Hulk story arc and just like, well, we don't have rights for this for Universal, so this is never gonna be a World War Hulk. Essentially, now there's a way that they could pull it off. But by the time Infinity War comes out, I just don't think it's going to happen. And it's like on Sakaar, unless, hypothetically speaking, Thor actually did have a wife and something happened and he ends up going back, like it's just not going to happen. I thought that was a really downside because honestly, I was looking for like Avengers 5 to be like a World War Hulk situation. Like I legit wanted a Planet Hulk film just dedicated to something like this, and it was kind of like a sacrificial lamb when it came to the Hulk situation. But all in all, man, this movie was so fun. It was so engaging, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. It's nothing less than a 9.2 to 9.5 to me. I actually really dug Thor Ragnarok because I embraced for what it actually is. But when I think about like some of the tonal changes and some stuff that didn't really resonate or matter, they didn't go for it. But the visuals though, and the aesthetic and the style, it was everything the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 should have been. It just wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that's shade, but that's how I feel about it. Hopefully y'all have looked at it already. Definitely check it out. It's worth, no matter if you've seen any other Thor movies or any of the other movies, this is its own story, and it makes and adds to the gravitas, especially moving into Infinity War with the very end, with Thanos' ship at the very end. But go down to the description bar below, check us out on Stardust. Leave us your reaction. Make sure you tag at JVS. We know what you think about it. I'm going to take that, add it to a big compilation list. The very last one I'm about to actually review is going to be Black Panther. And then tomorrow, it's Infinity War time. Hopefully you guys are ready. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't going to stop. Peace, guys.